If you're planning a trip to Munich and want to know what's really worth adding to your itinerary, this video is for you. From the classic sites and unexpected gems to local food you can't miss, here are the top 10 things to do, see, and eat in Munich. Starting off with one of our favorites, St. Peter's Church is the oldest church in Munich. It's located right next to the Marienplatz and it has been part of the city for over 800 years. The church has been rebuilt several times after fires and damage from World War II, which is why you'll see a mix of different architectural styles. One of the main reasons people visit today is the tower. You can climb up for some of the best views of Munich, looking over the old town and on a clear day all the way to the Alps. It costs €5 and the way up is 306 steps. Yes, it's not for the faint of heart or anyone with a fear of heights. I admit I was a bit apprehensive myself, but the views at the top are absolutely worth it. Next is a place we actually stumbled upon by accident. Alois Dallmayr, or simply Dallmayr, is a luxury store that was founded in Munich in the 1700s. While you can now find Dallmayr locations across Europe, the Middle East, and even South Africa, the main store in Munich is the most famous and attracts over 2 million visitors every year. Dallmayr is best known for its high-end food markets and its coffee and tea, which are some of the most well-known brands in Germany. They have cafe bistros, catering services, their own vending machines, and a Michelin-starred restaurant. When you visit the Munich store, you first walk into the market section where they sell cheeses, fresh produce, seafood, meat, and prepared meals. All of it looks incredible. Right next to this is the gourmet section with a wide selection of teas displayed in beautiful porcelain canisters, along with their coffee beans, which you can also buy pre-packaged. They also sell chocolate bars with their own custom designs, jams, sweets, and plenty of great options for gifts or luxury souvenirs. Up the wooden stairs is the bistro and restaurant. We went to the Café Bistro and ordered the Christmas set lunch menu. It started with a tangy tomato soup, followed by a juicy duck breast served with creamy mashed potatoes, purple cabbage, and cooked plums, which really elevated the dish in our opinion. The boys ordered the lobster soup and they really liked it. The set menu cost €35, and while we could have added dessert, we were already very full and decided to grab something sweet later from a bakery. This, by the way, is a great tip if you want to enjoy more luxurious experiences while traveling, even if you don't have a high budget. We also highly recommend visiting Dallmayr's website and reading about their history. It is genuinely interesting and makes you appreciate how much work has gone into building such a well-known name. And talking about food, another must is to try typical food from Munich and Bavaria. Munich is the capital of Bavaria, and that means that it's one of the best places to try traditional Bavarian food. A few classics to know is the Münchner Weißwurst. It's a white sausage usually eaten in the morning with a soft pretzel or bretzel, typical in Bavaria, and sweet mustard. Bavarian Leberkäse literally means liver meatloaf, but it doesn't actually contain liver, but beef and pork, often served in thick slices with mustard or in a bread roll. Knödels are bread-based dumplings, often served with gravy or brown butter. And to us, they kind of taste like stuffing and are really good. Other traditional dishes include spatzel, soft egg noodles often served with cheese, almost like a German version of mac and cheese, and Münchner Schnitzel, a breaded fried veal or pork served with spatzel, potato, cucumber salad, or fries. In Munich, the meat is brushed with sweet mustard or horseradish. For sweets, there's Bavarian donuts called Krapfen, traditionally filled with cream, but you can also find them filled with fruity jam like plum. Apple strudel, which is a staple dessert in Bavarian restaurants, and Kaiserschmarrn, which we'll talk more about later towards the end. A unique dessert that we absolutely loved is Germknödel, a large dome-shaped sweet yeast dumpling filled with spiced plum butter, popular in southern Germany and Austria. A great place to try many of these foods is Hofbrauhaus München. It's a famous beer hall in the city center where you can taste sausages, Leberkäse, knödel, schnitzel, and traditional desserts while enjoying the amazing vibe. It's touristy, but also a real part of Bavarian culture, and it's so worth it. The Frauenkirche, or the Cathedral of Our Dear Lady, is Munich's main cathedral and one of the most well-known buildings in the city. You can recognize it right away by its two tall brick towers with green domes, which have become a symbol of Munich. The church was built in the late 1400s, and for a long time, no buildings in the city were allowed to be taller than its towers, so it always stood out in the skyline. Inside, the Frauenkirche is quite simple compared to many other European churches. It's not very ornate or heavily decorated. The space feels open and calm, which makes it different from what you might expect. One of the most striking features inside is the large statue of Jesus near the altar suspended from the ceiling. The Marienplatz is the main square in the center of Munich. It's been the heart of the city for more than 800 years and it's still where everything comes together today. The square has always been an important meeting point for Munich. Markets like the main Christmas market, public events and celebrations have taken place here for centuries. We visited during Christmas and absolutely loved how it looked with the massive Christmas tree. Plus it was snowing and our hair was full of the most beautiful and detailed snowflakes, which we found quite entertaining. Marienplatz is a must on any itinerary because it puts you right in the middle of the old town. Many of Munich's top sites are within walking distance from here. Several key landmarks are located directly on the square, like the new town hall, the Rathaus. It's the most noticeable building with its tall towers and detailed facade. And across from it is the old town hall, which has been part of the square since medieval times. And nearby you'll also find St. Peter's Church, which we spoke about earlier. And then there's one thing most people come here to see, which is the Glockenspiel. The Glockenspiel is one of Munich's most well-known landmarks and it sits in the tower of the new town hall at Marienplatz. It was added in the early 1900s when the building was completed. It's made up of 43 bells and 32 life-size figures. When it plays, the figures move to tell short stories from Munich's history. The scenes are spread over 2 levels of the tower. The top scene shows the wedding of Duke Wilhelm V of Bavaria in the 16th century. It includes a traditional jousting tournament, which was a common way to celebrate royal weddings at the time. The lower scene shows the Schaffeltanz or Cooper's dance, a traditional dance in the Bavaria region, which is said to be dated back to 1517 and was performed to lift people's spirits after a plague, although the true history is unclear. At the very end of the show, a small golden bird appears at the top of the clock and chirps, which means the performance is over. You can see the Glockenspiel play every day at 11 a.m. and 12 p.m. From March to October, there's an extra show at 5 p.m. However, there are no shows during the winter months, including Christmas. Each performance lasts around 12 to 15 minutes and it's completely free to watch from the square. If you want a good view, it's best to arrive a little early, especially during peak travel months, as Marienplatz fills up quickly when the bells start to ring. Okay, remember when I said we would talk more about Kaiserschmarrn? If you love pancakes but want to try a different way of eating it, try Kaiserschmarrn, which are shredded pancakes fried in butter and served with powdered sugar and jam or applesauce, and we absolutely love it. In Munich, try Café Kaiserschmarrn, where they mainly serve Kaiserschmarrn and you can sit inside these cozy cable car style huts. Kaiserschmarrn is a popular meal or dessert in Austria, Bavaria, and many parts of the former Austro-Hungarian Empire. We actually had delicious Kaiserschmarrn in Innsbruck, Austria, at a beautiful Christmas market, and in Budapest at a stunning restaurant. We have videos showing both, so definitely check them out after this one. The links are in the description. The Munich Residence is a huge palace in the center of the city, one of the biggest palaces in Germany. It used to be the home of the Bavarian kings and rulers for hundreds of years. The palace was built and expanded over many centuries, so you'll see a mix of styles from Renaissance to Baroque. Inside there are beautifully decorated rooms, grand halls, and a treasure collection full of crowns, jewelry, and historic objects like John the Baptist's alleged skull. Tickets to the Munich Residence include the Residence Museum, which costs €10, and children under 18 are free, and you can pay extra to see the treasury and or the Cuvier Theatre, famous for hosting the 1781 premiere of Mozart's Idomeneo. There are also beautiful courtyards and gardens to walk around for free. Audio guides are available if you want details about the rooms and history. A few tips: although tickets don't have a fixed admission time, arrive early if you want to avoid crowds. Wear comfortable shoes because you're going to do a lot of walking, and take your time to enjoy all the details. The English Garden is a huge public park in the center of Munich. It's one of the biggest city parks in the world and a great place to relax and be in nature. The park is 78 kilometers wide, of green spaces, walking paths, rivers, and small streams. You can also find traditional beer gardens where you can stop for a drink or a snack. And there's actually a lot you can do here. Of course, you can go for a walk, ride a bike, have a picnic, or just relax on the grass. But people also surf on the waves in the river, which is a fun and unique activity when the weather is warmer. A few highlights include the Chinese Tower, which has a large beer garden at its base, and the Monopteros, a small Greek-style temple with great views over the park. If you're traveling with kids or you like Lego yourself, the Lego store is worth visiting. Inside you'll find detailed Lego models of Munich's famous landmarks like the Frauenkirche, along with traditional German scenes like market stalls filled with pretzels and sausages, characters wearing traditional outfits that move, and snowy village scenes. There's also a small Lego version of the Mona Lisa and an impressive Lego artwork of the Neuschwanstein Castle. It's fun to walk around, see what they've built, and see all the different sets you can buy. One thing that really stood out to us was the Christmas tree, which opens up to reveal Santa's workshop inside. All of these places are within walking distance of each other, but if you're staying further out or need public transport, Munich has a great system. The metro is easy to use and one ticket works on trains, trams and buses, and is run by the MBV network, with U signs for U-Bahn, Underground, and S for the S-Bahn, city and nearby trains. Tickets are based on zones, but for most trips you only need the inner zone M. A day ticket costs just under €10 for one person and covers unlimited travel that day. Always buy your ticket before boarding as inspectors do check and fines are high. Tickets are available from machines at every station using card or cash or in apps, with the MBV app being the main one for planning routes and buying tickets. Let us know in the comments if you're planning a trip to Munich and which activities you've added to your itinerary. And by the way, we have a whole video talking through our 7-day trip through Bavaria and the Austrian Alps. Watch that next if you're interested. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching and safe travels.